What? Oh, you want paper towels. Okay. Ow. I have not left myself much room to work here. Step back. I don't know. Is that enough detail? I don't know. But we're not close enough. Maybe. Do it right. Come on now. There. And that gives us here to here. Okay, so this is my functional area. You cannot see my water pot. Okay. So I figure that the only way to make myself do this is to record it as a video. It really seems like I fouled this brush. It's not even properly frayed anymore. Really stiff. Good for dry brushing, but that's it. We're not there yet. What do I have that I can use? Is that a base brush? That could potentially work. I don't know, I feel it'd be too smooth. So we're going to paint these Terminators, and we're going to use the color scheme that I've been using with my tanks. Because the color scheme that I've been using with my tanks is an infantry color scheme that I've just scaled up. It did actually have to have some alterations. I like this thing, but I don't think it's very good for big batch painting. But we'll do it anyway. Alright, so for my color scheme, if any of you were actually wondering how I do it. So I start out with base spray of lead belcher. And we make sure we get a full coverage of the model. And spray from all directions. So we start with the lead belcher. Then the next step is Agrax Earthshade. So I already spilled. This is not going to work. I'm just going to ruin my other GW brush. It might work. No, I'm going to ruin my other GW brush if I do this. Oh well. We're already there, aren't we? Yeah, I'm going to ruin this brush. We're not doing that. This brush is too good for those caution stripes. It's a waste. So we're changing brushes. We're going to rinse this one out. There are faster ways to do this, but I like this way because it is extremely thorough. And it makes sure that my brush stays in excellent shape. Okay. This one I already butchered, so maybe we'll use this one. When I said I'm going to break my other, or ruin my other GW brush, it's because of what I did to this one. And it was just being in a hurry and grabbing the first brush that had a shape that would do what I needed it to do. But the upshot was ruined the brush. This was for, I was using it for smoothly applying layers. And now, because I abused it, it's my go-to brush for applying washes. Which incidentally is a job that can be done effectively by a brush from Dollar General. Which is what I should have used. So all hail the stupid. So disappointing. Oh, I'm touching the table, so the whole thing's shaking. Let's back up a little bit there. Okay. So I'm a little disappointed in myself that I did that to my brush. Okay, so this first coat that goes on is going to be a pretty thick coat. You want to get full coverage. You want to get all the effects that the ink can give you. I need to wash some of that off. You're wanting the effect because this is going to be your only application of Agrax Earth Shade. So you want to make sure you get the full coverage. That's too much. Move some of that over here. That's too much. Move some of that over here. Man, slathered this stuff on. It's gonna work. One good thing about painting infantry is if you screw one up, you've got tons more. So I think I'm going to use this as my test model for figuring out how I would like this to play out. So get that spread, get that coverage, make sure we're everywhere except on the weapons. The weapons are we're gonna use some negative comparison to make them pop. Did I already do that? Looks like I already did that. I gotta get in there. Don't have enough to go up. Okay. The shoulder pads, we especially want to make sure we get good coverage because that reflective layer from the Agrax Earth Shade is going to give us the base to build the yellow. So it doesn't have to be perfect. But also the raised areas on the edge, the ridges, are going to have a different layer built on top of them to really enhance what you can see. Because this is a minimalist paint scheme, you want to make sure that the things that you do put on there really pop. You're not going to be painting everything. I mean, everything is going to get paint, but not everything is going to get detailed. Y'all? Everything's going to get paint. Not everything is going to get detail. So we're just going to make sure we get every bit of this. It doesn't necessarily have to be uniform, but we don't want any of the lead belchers still showing to break up our lines. Okay. Not too much in there, so I'll move some of that out. Get these joints in the arms with it, maybe. There we go. We've got the whole hand, arm, hand. Knuckles could use a bit more. There we go. Hand. And oh, we got some on the gun. No, that's not good. Oh well, we can work around it. Maybe we can make the ammo drums a different color. Okay. So now we're gonna let homie dry. But because I am filming a video, I I'm just going to go to one that I already did before, which is going to be one of these bad boys right here. Oh, God, I like that. Look at that rich color. Look at that rich color. I like that. Okay. So come here, buddy. All right, now we're going to do the most annoying thing that you have to do. We're going to build this yeller. So let us get a pallet. And there we go. Clean side right there. All right, April and sunset time. It's also time to ruin my water there. Now, I don't know. I may edit this out because this takes a little doing. But maybe not. I can hear you. So I may just cut to the end. Right now, I have you guys lit the way I paint. It's not bright. Let's see what we got there. Yeah, that's workable. It's a bit heavy. And now it's too light. See, that's why if you get to a point where it's workable, just work it. Don't faddle with it. Okay. I'm gonna go on here. Do the edges first. The outer edges. And you see with that reflective layer from that Agrex Earthshade how smoothly it goes on. And the first layer is not going to be very pretty because it's yellow. So. Alright, now we got to get in here and get this nook. Alright. Now we'll go along this line here. There's one good thing about building the caution stripes is there's like some areas where it's almost predetermined this is where it needs to be, you know? Okay. Make sure we got that. There we go. Now make sure we maximize our coverage so we don't end up with any spots exactly like that we end up having to paint over an extra 6 or 7 layers. All right. Now for the tedious part, for you see, I clean the brush in between every layer. So my paper towel ends up looking like I have COVID. I would normally have an audiobook playing right now, but there's been questions about my paint scheme. So I'm going to demonstrate it here for your repetition. And I will openly admit this is an adaptation of a paint scheme from oh, he of the two thin coats. What the heck is his name? Duncan Rhodes. All right. Now, one other problem with this is you're doing so many layers and you're waiting. You don't have to wait long, but you are waiting for it to dry. So it is very easy to waste a spot. Okay, I can work with that. Still a little thick, but La da dun. 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 La da da dun. La da dun. I'm gonna have to go under here with some Abaddon Black to fix that. Had a little bleed over. La da dun. See, we cleaned that up pretty quick. La da dun. 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 La da da dun. La da da dun. La da da dun dun dun. La dun dun. La da dun. La da dun dun. La da dun. La da da. La da da dun dun. La da da dun dun. La da da dun dun. I guess I could do one on his leg down here too. La da da. La da da. La da da da. La da da da. Of course, we're violating my credo, which is every time the brush touches the model, it's an opportunity for me to screw something up, as I appear to have done back here already. Excellent. We're just going to roll with it. And now note also, this is the first time I've applied a full color scheme to infantry. So there is going to be a learning curve, which I am going to go through here with you. Figuring out how best to do this. And like I said, I already screwed it up back here, so I'm just going to have to roll with it. Alright. First layer on down there. We're going to go up here. Wet that a little bit. Keep the pot going. There we go. Where's that thing? There it is. So this is kind of why I was avoiding starting painting my infantry and avoiding building it. Because to get them looking the way I want them to is a process. I can't just slap it on there. I have to build it out. I have to follow the steps for the method I've refined. Now, noting also, yes, I refined the method, but I did it on vehicles, which are very different from infantry. So we're gonna reverse adapt this. All right. Now for a second layer on the leg. Where are we at here? Yeah, that's good. And really, the second layer on the leg was just one, so I'd have something to do while I was waiting for the shoulder layers to dry. And two, because if I didn't do it, there's a ton of paint that goes on that palette while building a yellow. And that just gets wasted. So we're gonna give it a spot where it can be all the yellow it wants to be. Okay. Still not very smooth. I'm building a little thick. And I'm kind of in a hurry. Like, I want this done. Oh, you can't even see it from there. Alright, let's make a slight modification here. Okay. You out. You in. I'll open this up to where y'all can actually see what I'm doing, huh? Apparently I've been filming this video and you couldn't see anything. So, excellent. Alright, so let's build a new spot because I have butchered that one. Also, apparently I turned on the RGB light. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna do one more. It's not strictly necessary. I didn't thin it. Oh my god. Alright. Got some paint, but mostly water on the brush. So we can spread that layer out. Trying to minimize the damage from the mistake I just made. I swear, if you think you're good at something, just show it to someone else. You will immediately see how bad you are at it. Okay. This is way too thick. No. I'm gonna have to go back and fix it with some black. Excellent. I love making mistakes while you're painting. You just know you have to add them to the work list for later. We're not gonna stop. Okay. Well, you guys have all seen me embarrass myself. That's doable. I don't think we really need another layer up there. I think that one at the bottom, we have one too many layers. So, okay. So we have built that out. We flew a little too high there on the leg. All right. Do 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 do. Get this nice and cleaned out. And we can move on to the next step, which I actually typically build the caution stripes very early in the process because I don't like doing them and they're a lot of work. So I try to knock them out as soon as I can. While I'm doing this, that layer will be drying. And then we can do the process of cutting some new masks. Because I can't use my 1/4 inch ones. Those are my vehicle panels. I mean, I could, but it would just be like a yellow area with one big black stripe through it. Alright. So we're going to need this. We're going to need this. I need you to go over here next to your weapons. Thank you to Syndicate. Alright. Move palette. Now, in theory, we could just go ahead and use this. Where's my thingy? Okay, here we go. So we need that, this, and this. This looks like it could work. Okay. So we want it to be recognizable as a caution stripe. So it's going to be at least 1, 2, 3. And that looks to be about 1 centimeter wide. So if we want 3 stripes, I think we'll do 3 millimeters. Alright, we'll start from here. 1, 2. Need you to sit flush, please. 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. Now, because I don't have a ruler, we're going to do the same thing from the other side. Sit flush, please. 1, 2, 3. 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that one might be cut a little short. Alright. So let's put this up. Now we're going to do this. Now it's not going to be perfect because I don't have a ruler. I wasn't allowed to steal the kids' rulers for this. So that's our first one. Sorry, I hit the camera with my hat. Oh, we're not on enough. That's our second one. And yeah, they're not exactly even. And this one we cut a little short. Let's move it over just a tad. And I've actually screwed up because I need 4 of them. Because I need 1 to be my mobile stripe. 1, 2, 3. And where we cut down to is right there. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Gotta make sure. No, we went a little far left. There we go. right. Now, flavor template, if you would be so kind. A little closer, please. A little closer. No, that's perfect. Perfect. And that's our formula. Okay. So now we apply these as a mask. We're going to do one at a time. It's going to be 3 stripes per. And we're going to start in the middle. The first one we place is going to end up being our mobile stripe. It's going to be the one that we're going to use to ensure that we get an even stripe every time, even if the spaces between it are not even. So do it something like this. There we go. And I want a little further this way. Something like that. There we go. Okay. So there's our first stripe. This is Mother being tabard. I'm not even going to glue it back on right now. I'll glue it back on afterward. The thing is a pain in the butt. Those tabards just do not want to stay on. Okay, so there's another thing we need to do here to make sure that we minimize bleed through. I'm going to use this to butt us right up against the edge. There we go. You see we have that dip there. This will minimize the bleed through. All right. Looking at this, and I'm actually hoping that 4 is enough. So the method using the masks focuses on negative space. So wherever we place our first stripe, that is going to be a reproducible negative space of a defined width. All right. Nope, screwed that up. Did you go on there straight for me, please? There you go. Nice and tight. Okay. Now, the next one, even if we don't have enough, like we can still do it. It just means we won't be able to paint all the stripes at once. Which is not the end of the world. All right. That's functional. Not perfect, but it does not have to be perfect. That's the other thing. Even if you have mistakes in your paint job, even if you are a Golden Demon contestant, but as long as you can create an overall positive effect, it doesn't really matter. Give out my masking tape. No, I didn't say leave your post. Okay, there we go. Mobile stripe, come with me. All right, so I've got one more. And I've got 2 more spots that need application. So I could either go through the rigmarole to cut another, or I can just move the stripes as we go. If you were wondering why I was avoiding painting infantry, you were looking at it. Because these caution stripes are a pain in the butt. They look great when they're done. Oh, man. Alright, so tell you what I can do. So I've got one left. But I feel like the only place, stripe there, this needs to be a stripe. Also, it is easy. It has happened to me. Like you'd think, I'm a reasonably intelligent human being. I have a functional memory. But it has happened to me several times while I'm doing this that I'll forget which part is supposed to be a stripe and which part is supposed to be yellow. And you have to do a surprising amount of head math to figure it back out. Let's get on there. Part of the problem is we're applying it to a corner. So I can't press on the whole thing to create a seal. I've only got so much space to work with. And it's not going to be perfect. I can see that with a great deal of certainty. But it will be serviceable, which is all we ask for. So you get in there, block that, you block that, you lock down on the edge. All right. You are slightly uneven. There we go. That's doable. That's doable. There we go. And now, this will be the fourth stripe of the original Plan 3. I'm sorry I'm off camera for the moment. This just needs a deal of precision that I can't get while there's a camera between me and the thing. Okay. So, stripe, stripe, stripe. Right. We have to wait on that one. So now we're going to come with our Abaddon Black, which for 100 years I called it Abaddon Black until I heard a British lady in a GW painting dealio call it Abaddon Black. And I know that Brits and Americans have different pronunciations. However, I feel like they invented it, so they get to decide how it's pronounced. Okay, now you can thin Abaddon Black to get smooth layers. You can. It's not strictly necessary, but you absolutely can. I typically do not, because building colors takes so long and is such a precise technique that I prefer not to do it as much as possible. In this instance, I am building the black. I don't have an explanation other than that people are watching, so I want it to look its best. Okay, there we go. All right. Second one. I'm gonna go ahead and get this side first, because if I don't, I will look at it the whole time and be afraid of it. What can I do for you, sweetheart?
Are you recording?
I am, but it's just a paint video. What's up?
Walking Dead episode. That was a dark episode.
It's a dark show. You only watch dark stuff. That's why I don't watch TV with you very much. It's all feel-bad stuff. I like spending time with you. Just, damn, we watch Care Bears or something? Are you crying? Are you crying? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I thought you only cried in movies with dogs. Dun, 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 dun. Make sure that we get right up to the edge, but you don't want to get sloppy and bleed over. Because we fix with black, we don't want to fix black. Yeah, I think one more here should do her. There is one thing that I really like about painting these small panels. That's that the layers dry very quickly. So you can keep working. I don't like when I have to wait for a paint to dry. It's one of the reasons I don't like base technicals. I mean, I like the effects they create, but I don't like using them. So you take like 40 minutes to dry. And for me, painting is a mood. In that 40 minutes, I may get out of that mood. And then, wait a year. There we go. That'll be enough. Now we can migrate one of our masks. I should say, I have never been happy. I have never been happy with the black stripes that I've used. They smooth out once I go over them with the layer of Agrax Earthshade, because that's what we're going to do to bring it down. And because we are on an infantry model, we have a smaller space, it's not going to get that axle grease smear look like the other models I do has. It's easy to avoid that. Like if I just use my broad panel brush instead of a regular brush to apply the final layer, then I can avoid that look. But I have found that I like that look. So, all right, come here. And you are going to go here. I don't even know if they can see you. All right. I think that'll work. But to keep it from moving, pull that. And we're going to eyeball the angle. There we go. We can work with that. All right. I got to be careful. I might, yeah, be able to wrap the edge. Yes. All right, I can. That's going to give it a more secure hold. All right. In we go again. A bad and black. We're going to grab a new spat. Don't need much. Well, we need more than that. We don't need much. All right. Workable. And off to the races we go. All right. Already screwed up. Oh, I'm going to have to edge highlight to fix that. I didn't pay attention to where the tip was. Are you not latched down? Did you? Yeah, you moved. You can't do that. You're gonna screw me up, man. Get in that corner. I have to get the detail brush out. Too thin. Nothing can ever go perfectly. There have to be some mistakes. I already made a few. Let's press down to make sure we're in there. There's too much paint on the brush. Tell you what, I'm not going to faff about down here for very long. Maybe do one more layer. And that will be that. They're a little thick. Yeah, they're a little thick. I don't think it's anything that'll ruin it though. Cover that. I think I got that corner. Yeah, I got that corner. Now we're waited long enough. We can do another layer here. And then we can call it. All right. So let's rinse this out. Da, da, da. Da, da. Do, 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 do. La, da, da. Dum, dum. La, da, da. La, da, dum. La, da, dum. A little curvy, but not bad. Oh, that was good. And not bad. Do a little touch up in there. I think our best bet here would be to build the stripe slowly into the yellow. Not so slowly that we die of old age, Mike. There we go. I do need to make one more of those just in case. Mix in good pigment. We want straight lines. There we go. We're just going to gradually build it over a little at a time. And again, we're not looking for perfection. Shit. We just want symmetry. Or I could stick my thumb in it and screw the whole damn thing up. Alright. Come back to it. I'll go back over it with yellow. It's the other beauty of this point. Straighten that. Is that at this point, you have such a sturdy layer of yellow built. What's up?
Don't let the dogs out till at least morning. The coyotes are out.
They're out every damn night, though.
I heard like at least 4 of them out there.
Yeah, they're on
pretty close.
Yeah, I've been hearing them close a lot lately. You don't want me to let the dogs out. That's the official instruction?
Till morning.
Okay. You know they're going to be all sad at me.
They'll be fine till the sun comes up.
You're going to have to give me extra snuggles to make up for how mean I'm going to have to be to Pretty. Okay. Touch-ups. There. That one. And that one. Excellent. And we're just going to go ahead and so at least that section is uniform with itself. We'll build one more layer there. All right. Now we got our caution stripes on there. And what I was originally going to do was I was actually going to not put caution stripes on the Terminators. And I know that this is not standard, but I was going to put caution stripes on this. Just big caution stripes across big bright yellow caution stripes, and it would look awesome. Big bright yellow caution stripes. But when I went and I looked at the Tyrant Siege Terminators on Forge World, they had caution stripes on the shoulder pads and none on the rocket launchers. So we're going to do this. But now I am going to do the way my army is done, which is one side gets caution stripes, one side gets a black panel. Dry. Perfect. Agrax Earthshade, please. Alright. Make them down. Alright. Leave a little of that off. And now we're just going to bring it down. With some brown. And for me, it really just completes the look. Now, I will say I've gotten good enough at building out yellows that now whenever I have to put the Agrax Earthshade over it, it hurts my feelings a little bit. Now we got a nice uniform reflective surface there. Paint it over with ink. Let's see, might need a little more. There we go. Just to maintain that appearance, that uniform appearance. All right. Now, look like we've been working. But the rest of the armor is not going to look like that. That's how I do the caution stripes. And I guess I will do a video for, say, a separate video for filling in the armor. But that is part one of the color scheme. I still need to do the caution stripes on this leg, which I have massive regret now for having decided to color yellow. All right, well, if you tuned in, thanks for tuning in.